Oh.
I don't know. Let me just prevent AFK because I went back to Star Trek, but it's because I died like so many times in a row in Tarkov, and then I just like rage quit. I didn't rage uninstall like I used to, but it was like, man, I'm just getting too old for this. Also, I actually noticed and found that there might be a much easier way to deal with these trademark assholes, especially since there's so fucking many of them. So it's an option I want to look into actually. Yeah, so did Trovo. Actually, what did the markets do today? Because I spent most of my time today actually coding, because I'm really hitting hard. When to buy and sell Bitcoin, exactly opposite of stocks. And I'm actually curious to see this, because right now, Bitcoin is just doing fucking absolute dog shit, and it's just so annoying. I just didn't open the right article here. But, yeah. We got a lot to go through, so let's just get this tweet out. Markets and crypto tank amid more fears. Live now. Because one thing that's been bothering me is I know that Jesus Christ is telling me I gotta be more patient. The problem is being patient with what? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I think I finally figured it out. The first problem that I wasn't patient on was just waiting for the first lawyer that I called that not only specialized more in video games, but she actually would have charged me a much cheaper price than the current lawyer that I have. So that was my first mistake in terms of lacking patience. And possibly the next problem with patience is me filing this lawsuit. It's going to cost me $402. And then I'll have to buy like another inkjet cartridge for my printer, which I hardly use, but it's packed up right next to me. So I'd spend like 25, 30 bucks on an inkjet cartridge. But it would still be worth, oh, plus like some paper. But it would be a lot cheaper than printing like 20 sheets of paper at Staples and and they actually charged me $15 for that. So it was like a really big expense. So I actually want to get back to either coding or work on the trademark stuff. Because I'm actually quite excited to actually check out this new option. Like, it never occurred to me, so I definitely want to take a look at it. But there are automated takedown services. So I want to look. Actually, let me make sure I write that in Google. Automated trademark takedown service. IP experts. We want something that's automated. I'm not quite getting the trademark company. I'm getting different ads here. Automated trademark infringement service. Oh, here we go. Pricing plans. Yeah, how much does Red Points charge? Content, identity, web domain, brand profile, or accounts and social media. So on e-commerce sites, social media, and other SaaS products. Non-compliant, automatically find and remove online counterfeits. I mean, I guess this would be it. No, this is physical sold on e-commerce. That's not me. It's actually this one. Remove accounts, app sites, and that mimic your brand. Yes. Social media, and choose plan. Okay. Shoot, I gotta actually, because I'm actually on Chrome right now. Include management of pushbacks and counter notifications from platforms. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Choose plan. Great. How much is this freaking thing? And here's the problem. Like, isn't this shit expensive? Hey, Miniwaza. Request pricing. That's the thing. This thing says impersonation removal. Let's see. They got an office in Europe. They got an office here in America, right here in New York. Actually, they have two in America. One's in Salt Lake City, and the other one's in China. So thoughts on crypto dip? Oh yeah. So I got completely occupied by the trademark stuff, but all right, I can do that after. I just hope that it'll work, because this thing specifically says push back from social media companies. Okay, so anyway, yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get to that, but I think it's actually the grayscale unlocking. That's essentially what it is. But what's happening in the regular stock markets is not helping either. So pretty much everyone's just completely paranoid right now. And Greg already has his video out, so I want to hear his thoughts on that, obviously. All right, so the markets were, kind of mixed or kind of shitty. Precious metals, like, kind of okay. Crude oil went bad. The dollar also got stronger today too, right? Yeah, slightly stronger. So like Greg said this morning, it was just a bad setup for the markets today. Wasn't as bad as it could have been though. And of course, Bitcoin is, I mean, at this point, Bitcoin's heading to 30,000. I mean, that's pretty much it. I've already actually started taking profit. Like right now, I need money, so now I'm gonna actually start taking a little bit of profit and cashing out. Because one thing that I have not been doing that I used to do was withdraw 30% every week and then compound the rest. So this time around, I'm going to be kind of doing that. So, which sucks because I just want to compound 100% and then pull profits after. But I mean, at this point, Greg even believes that crypto is going to stay under pressure for a while. Obviously, I'm kind of hoping that this grayscale unlock shit will turn into a bullish run. But what if it doesn't? If the answer is it doesn't, then that means July is completely gone. And it's probably going to have and August will probably be shit too. And then we'll get Labor Day weekend. So we're not going to actually see any leg up until after Labor Day weekend. Like, I just don't have any more, I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So I'll just pull profits and just get freaking dollars. No, the LP is doing a great job. The problem is the value keeps going down, but it gets made up for by the high APY. So I'm gaining like a little bit. But the problem is I also want money, especially if I'm going to be spending a lot on this trademark shit. So yeah, because I already sent the response, and apparently I wasn't supposed to do that because that's what my lawyer said, but whatever, it was taking too long. And I actually checked the asshole, and he's updating his website. And he hasn't, like him, he changed the look and feel of it, but he hasn't responded. Well, you know, I don't know what's going on, so now I just don't care. Now I just wanted him completely fucking removed from everywhere. You know, basically he's gonna get the Nick Fuentes treatment. You know, the only difference is Nick is innocent, and I'm, you know, these assholes that I'm trying to remove are not. And one thing I am considering is maybe I want to, whatchamacallit, delete all of my tweets, but I don't know. So your need money staking is still fine. Yeah, the money staking is perfect. That's the only reason why I'm still in the game, right? You know, so I've gotten back to my roots now. You know, I'm actually glad that I'm just doing safe shit now, and I'm getting very nice interest, right? Because look at JetSwap right now. I mean, you can't see because my stupid thing, but it's now down to 46.2 cents. I'm actually eyeing JetSwap because once the shit bottoms out, I might actually want to buy JetSwap, but at the bottom, because right now is not a good time to buy crypto. Like, that's why I'm getting so sick and tired of buy the dip, buy the dip, buy. Well, what happens if it's always dipping? Because that's essentially what's going on. So you know what? How about I don't buy the fucking dip and I just do what I did in 2017 and every time since then. Pull out 30% at regular intervals, compound the remaining 70%. So that every time you pull out 30% of your earnings, that 30% gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Wait, how do I compound my LP if it rewards cake? You got to convert it into Hotbit token and Binance coin. That's what you have to do. So you have to spend more money. Luckily, that's really cheap right now because gas fees is like, what, 20 cents? You know, I always leave 1 to 2% of a Binance coin in my account, so I can always process the transactions. I gotta do the whole process again. Yeah, exactly. Hey, they can't. Considering that you're making 100 to like 3 to 4 or 500% APR or APY a year relatively risk-free, I think that's a fair trade-off if you got to do a little more annoying work. So, you know, but yes, you do have to go through that process, which literally just takes like 2 minutes. You know. Let's turn it off. So anyway, yeah. So I think Bitcoin is going ahead to down to 30K, probably maybe even below that, and then we'll just have to see because the grayscale unlocking starts tomorrow. So hopefully, wait, I think it starts. Yeah, it starts Friday. The big day is on Sunday. So this weekend will be absolutely critical. It'll be very interesting to see how this goes. Okay, so bond, yeah, look at the amount of fear in the market. Just look at this. Everyone's literally buying bonds, but inflation's going out of control. If inflation's going out of control, why would you buy a bond? You're literally losing money. Like these markets are so retarded and like stupid that, I mean, I just don't know, man. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this clown. Certainty for digital assets, DeFi, getting bigger. Kenya Electoral Commission 9 climates for blockchain voting. It's fine about Bitcoin. Oh, I already covered that this morning. Steve Mnuchin's actually doing a 180 now. But that's because he works in Hollywood and used to work for Goldman Sachs, so I assume he still has his friends there. And they all love Bitcoin. So they're like, yay, Steve, can you like stop being a F word with crypto and like stop poo-pooing on it? You know, we're getting rich. You know, don't you want to get rich, Mnuchin? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, the whole Trump thing didn't work out. All right, fine, whatever. So, you know, which I'll take. Like, and maybe Steve Mnuchin can convince Trump, if they're still talking, to like maybe stop being an asshole towards Bitcoin. Because if Trump could support crypto, that would just be fantastic. Right? That would be fantastic. You see the founder Dogecoin called crypto a scam. Yeah, I talked shit about Jackson Palmer this morning. It's actually on my Twitter. Let's actually go to that tweet. I completely forgot about that. Let's take a look. Jackson Palmer. And yeah, there's this weird thing that this is the only article that I found, but yeah, before I get to Jackson Palmer, grayscale unlocking could be a Bitcoin positive because for some convoluted reason, when you buy grayscale Bitcoin, those shares are doing something called a carry trade. So I don't understand it, but I remember carry trades from foreign currency exchange. So basically what you would do is you would buy one asset. No, you would borrow one asset to buy another asset, and the one that you borrow you have to pay interest on that, but that's less than the higher interest rate on the currency you bought. So one thing I used to like to do was I would buy Turkish liras in Turkey, and I would sell Japanese yen because I would earn 16% interest leverage. Now the problem is if Japanese yen went up in value, I would lose all my money, and that's basically the risk in carry trading. So grayscale people are doing the same thing, but it's grayscale shares versus Bitcoin shares. So because grayscale shares are selling at a discount, that means they're losing a lot of money, I believe. But Bitcoin's also trading lower. However, Bitcoin right now is trading higher than what it was when these investors did the carry trade. So essentially what's happening is they're in deep shit and they're going to have to buy Bitcoin to cover their positions. So that's why it would go. That's why Bitcoin would be. That's why the grayscale unlocking would be a big positive. But the problem is we don't actually have the data, so we don't know who's doing carry trading and who's borrowing and leveraging and who's going short and long. And because of that, I think everyone's just too scared, and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go sail around the world in my yacht and let this bullshit play out during the summer. Dogecoin promos did rug pull up coin today. I don't know what you mean. People trust them. This is why you should never create your own coin. Your reputation can be ruined. Yeah, I don't care. Also, who is Upshot Dogecoin promoters? I never even heard of that. The difference is, I mean, that's totally fine. You should totally make your own coins. I have 4 of my own coins. The difference is, I just maintain the project. That's the difference. I also don't do a rug pull, right? I let the free market determine what the value of the coins are. That's not a rug pull. People throw that term around. Now other the thing is, I'm also a different type of person because, I'm like battle-hardened. Also, I don't mind being in the public eye. So it's different for me. Alright, so let's find that So Jackson Palmer, one of the original creators of Dogecoin, doesn't want to admit that he's wrong. For years, he had to live with his multi-billion-dollar mistake because he dumped all his Dogecoin several years ago for a car. I think it was a Honda Civic. Problem is, I also ran out of space, so I can't specify the car. Now he blames right-wing people. What a fucking loser. Yeah, I don't care about Upshot. All these so-called YouTube influencers, I shouldn't say vast majority, but a lot of them are just retarded, right? Very few are as smart as Greg Manarino or Cryptos R Us. And specifically, Greg Manarino tells you what to do, right? I measure someone's intelligence and how much they should gain based on, do they tell you what to do, and when you do it, do you actually gain more than you lose over time? In my case, I should be up at the top, right? But, whatever. Whatever. Alright, so because I need to get back to the trademark enforcement shit, see, I said 3 times already, not including just now, because I have to specify it. Let's just take a look at this. Okay. More proof that the U.S. economy is collapsing. Alright, before we do that, I do want to look at this. Okay, yeah, we don't really need to know this. Okay, exact pattern opposite of what we see in equities. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I care. Hey, Joseph. I care, but money change, people turn them as evil person. Not exactly. Money reveals who you are as a person. If you read those Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad books, in one of them, Rich Dad told Robert Kiyosaki exactly that. I mean, it could be fake, Rich Dad, but at this point, it doesn't really matter now. All right, let's take a look.
Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino, and it is still Thursday, July 15, 2021. People, we have to talk. I don't even know where to start. I have so much stuff on my little yellow notepad here I want to talk about. All right, anyway, look, post-market wrap-up, and so much happened today and is going to happen. Well, let's start off with the markets here. So, as I explained to you earlier in my morning report, it wasn't a great setup for the market today. Looking at the dollar, crude oil, 10-year yield was stable, yes, but the dollar was showing some strength, crude under a little pressure. So I'm sure you're not surprised at how the day played out. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished with a fractional gain, losses for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, and we got several rounds of more absolutely, off the Richter scale, abysmal economic news. This morning we got this, unemployment number, these first-time unemployment claims coming in at another 360,000. This is, like every single week. And the spin is, again, it's always the same. It could be worse. It actually cannot be worse, really, is the truth. These are the numbers they're allowing us to know, and these are not real. And along with the other stuff that we're going to talk about in just a minute here. But let's stay with the markets just real quick. So, as I said, a mixed market today. Really did nothing. NASDAQ took the biggest hit today, falling about 0.7%. No big deal. This market still remains, people, pretty close to record highs. We hit a series of record highs over the past few weeks. So maybe we'll get a pullback. I don't even think that's possible anymore, people. We don't get corrections. We don't get pullbacks. And when the market falls 400, 500, 600 points, I'm referring to the Dow, it gets bought up. It just gets bought up again. And we all know who's really the biggest player here. Not only is the Federal Reserve buying essentially all the debt, and I'm not just making this up, the Fed also has a trading desk. The New York Fed, look it up for yourself, open up a new window, has a trading desk. What do you think they do with their trading desk? I'm sure you could use your imagination here, but a trading desk is for trading. You understand? So they're in here propping up the markets as well. They're not just, rigging the debt market. They're rigging it all. Okay. So I think you all know that already. Anyway, the dollar strength today, okay, did put a cap on this market. Crude oil falling about 2%. Crude is now standing at almost $72 a barrel, 71 and change, 71.60. Jim Cramer, by the way, has called a top in crude oil. I'm here to say Jim is wrong. Okay, let's see how that plays out moving forward. Jim, I know you know me. I know you. We know some of the same people, Jim. Why don't you give me a call? Anyway, let us move forward here. Gold and silver today did okay. All right, gold put on a little gain, silver put on a little gain. Cryptos remain under pressure. Okay, whatever. That's the way it's going to go for a while. You all know that. I've covered this for you. And I'm not going to change my perspective. To me, until there's real regulation here in the United States, these are buying opportunities. Again, I'm not telling you you must own crypto. Okay, I'm just telling you how I feel about it. And you are, I'm sure, intelligent enough to make up your mind as to where you should be in this market. I mean, the biggest thing you need to do is understand the economic situation, the hyper bubble in debt, a market that makes no sense whatsoever, suppressed rates from here to eternity, and a Fed that's not going to stop. Let's cover some of that today, right now. I don't want this video to be too long. So here's some more economic news, and you tell me what you think about it. So we have this, came out earlier. Factory activity slowed sharply for the third consecutive month. I thought our economy was booming. Okay. U.S. manufacturing unexpectedly shrank in June. And let's move forward. U.S. industrial production disappoints. Duh! I mean, seriously, people, it's a duh. Okay, we are in an economic collapse. If it were not for the Federal Reserve propping up the markets right now, and the market were actually anywhere near a fair value, what is fair value? Let's talk about that for a moment. So, in my view, okay, fair value for the market right now is about 75% less than where it is. That's fair value, 75% less. So the market today is at least 75% overvalued. What would that mean for your investments on the long end if this market were to achieve a fair value? And I'm going to tell you something else. When that does happen, and it will, the market's going to overcorrect. It always does. So understand, we have a market in la-la land, actually beyond la-la land, 75% overvalued, and now I'm probably being generous here. And it's only the Fed. It's suppressed rates, which have robbed the middle class blind, and are continuing to rob them blind, and will continue after what came out of the mouth of Yellowstone today. We had to hear from him testifying today, as well as our members of Congress literally want to lick this man's feet. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Oh, we're so grateful. I mean, you can't make that up either. Anyway, so like I said, factory activity slowing sharply for 3 consecutive months. Manufacturing disappoints. Industrial production falling off of a cliff. Jim Cramer calling a top here in crude. If Jim is right, okay, and this is the top in crude, it's also the top for the stock market. But you see, he can't let you know that. But he's going to tell you to buy. Jim, you and me, dude, we got to have a little sit down. Let's talk a little further here. So we heard from Yellowstone Powell today. And this is what he said, quote, he is not concerned. Okay, we already understand he's not concerned about inflation. He already said it. Now, he said it again today, but with a little twist. Pay attention to the twist. Powell said he is not concerned with the rising cost of living. because it is not widespread. In other words, he's trying to tell you that inflation is contained. Does that sound familiar to you, that word contained? It should, because that's what Ben Bernanke said with the subprime meltdown. So Yellowstone Powell, Fed chair, is trying to convince you that inflation is contained. It's not widespread, so he's not concerned about it. I want you to think about that. Now, this is also lovely. So we heard from a lovely creature from the Federal Reserve, Fed President Charles Evans. This man is another unhuman thing. All right, I want you to think about that. But this is what he said today. Very interesting. Jobs growth is slower than he and many members of the Federal Reserve had expected. Fed economists who are always wrong or have an agenda in this case here. He went on to say that the Federal Reserve, pay attention, will continue to support the economy. So what does that mean? If he's saying that jobs growth is disappointing, okay, clearly it is, and the Fed is going to continue to support the economy, that means the Fed's going to continue to buy everything, buy it all. Our debt to GDP ratio is hyper-ballooning. Our economy is in free fall. Free fall. You understand? I think you know that. Now, speaking of Evans here, he went on to say this. This is just lovely, people. Inflation is going to eventually ease. Notice the word. He wants you to be patient. The guy's a multi-millionaire. Go look up his net worth, okay? Fed President Charles Evans. If you were a multi-millionaire, you probably wouldn't be too worried right now about what's going on here as well. But he wants you to be patient. You see, because your life gets dictated to you by rich people, okay? And he believes that, you're dog shit wrapped in cat shit, yeah. And stewed in cow puke. Anyway, people, look, you got the story. You know what's going on here. The lies and the propaganda about economic activity are going to continue to be shoved down your throat by CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, all of them. We are in an economic collapse. Okay, we have an economy in free fall, a government, which is really not the government, giving free money to whoever really wants it here, wondering why we have inflation. It's being created deliberately. Another $3.5 trillion in some kind of budget, which we don't have. So this empowers the Fed even more and devalues the currency. So, but Charles Evans, Fed President Evans, he wants you to be patient. He says inflation is just going to go away. It's going to go away. Do you believe him? Do you believe that he's telling you the truth? Or is he just another POS lying bastard? You just let me know, all right? People, this guy, and I mean this with all my heart, loves you, all right? And I am trying my darndest to keep you informed, to let you know what's really going on, but I need you. I need you to share my work. I really don't think I'm asking for too much. Please hit that thumbs up. It's right down here, and then share it. Get this out there. People need to know what's happening to them. I think they've already been lulled into a sense of some type of retardation process. They're all being dumbed down, but maybe we can do something. I don't know, but I need you to help me out. All right, people, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.
Maybe this isn't what I thought, but I'll have to check these websites more. See you guys what we're saying in chat. Fill me in Discord. Oh yeah, try to avoid using each other's real names unless you don't mind the whole world finding out about it. Okay. Alright, so I was only kind of 35% paying attention to what Greg was saying. I even let my free ad money into Excel Starships Labs. But yeah, the problem is inflation's not going anywhere, so I kind of just don't know why people are not accordingly doing anything about it. They're actually going into the dollar. And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. But anyway, boy, I haven't even heard from American supremacists yet, so hopefully it's not going to be too bad. So anyway, like I said, I want to concentrate more on the trademark stuff. Because even if this doesn't quite solve the problem, it might make things cheaper because some people are using the exact same mark, Dragon Flare Studios, as me. Right? And I'm monitoring one guy now. So it would be a lot easier if I had a service like this to like at least get rid of some of the more obvious assholes. Yeah, I'll text him, see how he's doing. Oh, so you actually know him. Okay. Well, hopefully he didn't like off himself. Imagine. I mean, he could feel better by thinking that VeChain is worth a lot less right now. So even if he did lose that VeChain, he can buy it for a lot cheaper today. Wow. But anyway, I've got a lot of work to do, so I'll definitely be here. Tomorrow's Friday, right? So I'll definitely be here tomorrow. I think I might also do one more programming thing today. We are mutuals and Telegram. Oh, okay, well that works. So, I mean, for the most part, tomorrow is the first day of Greyscale unlocking. So I'm actually very curious to see what's going to happen with crypto. And then maybe we'll also see something with the news articles. In fact, I gotta be careful when chewing on these macadamia nuts because I keep biting the back of my lower lip. It's so aggravating. Yeah, here's the other thing too. It's not a lot of money, and I don't think everyone's going to be dumping their Bitcoin either. So, oh, let's just see how this plays out. Also, we kind of need a thumbnail. That's a nice looking thumbnail. Increases crypto purchase limits to 100 grand. No, I don't want to give them the grift, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just have, maybe we'll have something like this. There we go. We got a nice little picture of a giant ant. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. Like, whoa. I mean, I guess there's just not, well, I guess I'll figure it out and fill it out. So anyway, I'm going to go. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And I mean, at this point, I'm just pulling out some profits and then compounding the rest. So, you know, the market's going to be shit for the next couple of months, which would piss me off a lot. Then you actually want to be pulling profits because then your dollars will actually buy more crypto when the time comes. In my case, I am definitely eyeing that jet swap because if that thing tanks to like a fraction of a penny, as long as there's no indication that they're going to abandon the project and remove all their websites, I might actually want to buy some jet swap. The only problem is on DeFi Finance, Jets Wings is, let's see. So here's Wings Binance dollar. It's already down to 1250 APY. So it come down a lot. This is now down to 922% APY. So there might not even be any APY left to farm. Wow, look at those total values. This just like died. But something I'll still keep an eye on. So anyway, see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And yeah, just enjoy the rest of the day, I guess. I mean, but yeah, crypto's going to be doing shit today and probably tomorrow. Unless a shock thing happens with